good traders, is your boy right teams don't well. So actually this is actually BTC-USD. So I'm going to be sharing a little insight on BTC-USD and how the market is actually operating now. We see that the BTC-USD is actually in a very beautiful uptrend, which you can see right here on the chart. So on this chart right here, if I say that you should trade this market, you may keep losing it. Now this first thing you have to know that is this is crypto. So on crypto market, you don't have to be trading short term, you have to be trading a very long term investment. So this is BTC-USD weekly time frame. So let's look at what is happening currently in the market right here. So stay tuned and watch to the end. So right here is BTC-USD. So what is the bias? That is the main question. The bias of this market is actually bullish. We are actually in a very pure bullish move. So we have this high. Actually we broke it and we have another high. We have another high on the top, which is right here. We have this high. Then we break it, we have another recent high right here. So this is the recent high. We have this reconstruction, we have this reconstruction, we have this high. So right now, what I want you to do now is to tell me the next bias of this market. Once we have this normal push in the market, you see how the market is pushing. So you as a trader, tell me what is gonna happen next. I'm giving you only 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So good luck. If you get it, you are in the right track. So on this market right here, we can see we have this first high, we have this first high, we have this second high, we have this third high, and on this area the market break this area using this zone as a demand zone, this supply as a demand zone. So we are going to be marking everything so that everything will be very clear on your eyes. So we have this area as our nearest support. So the market creates another supply zone and the market break it, and we have another support on that high. So which means that this area is the nearest support, right? Exactly, this is the nearest support. Now I want to explain something on this nearest support. If you zoom in this market, you will see first we come up to this area. When the market come up to this area, it creates something like a weak rejection, and when the market come up to this area, it creates something like weak rejection, which we can see right here. It creates something like weak rejection. So before we break it, now the market have come back again on that zone, giving us double bullish candle before we come back again. So we are currently coming back to that zone again. So what does this mean? What does this mean? I'm going to be explaining it very clearly. This video is not going to be long, it's going to be very, very short. So the main thing that I want you to look at is this. Before you start to go and buy BTC and say, hey, MC, don't worry, why is he not buying from this area? The first thing I want you to look at is the recent high, is the recent break of structure. So the recent break of structure is this. When the price move, creates double candle, it come back again to create two bearish candle, and we see the market actually are pushing on that demand zone before we get this super push. So exactly what I'm trying to see is that this demand right here is going to hold. It's going to hold properly. This demand is going to hold properly and excellent. So what you have to do now is to wait for a confirmation. So remember, we are currently on the weekly time frame. So what we have to do now is to go to the daily time frame. We are trading on a high term investment. So once you come to daily time frame, all I want you to consider now is the nearest support. The nearest support that caused this high. We have this high, we have this high, we have this support zone that caused, when the market come back to that support, it's rejected, create another high before we get pushed down. So this current low right here is actually the support zone. Let me just mark it so that you'll be getting what I'm saying. So this thing right here is actually a strong support zone that caused this price to go to the moon from here to here. We see the price come up to this area So this is the support zone that caused it. So what we have to do now is to wait for the price to come down to that support zone. That is exactly what the price is doing. So you can see market is actually approaching on that support zone on this area right here. You can see we have the first bullish candle and we are having this other candle that is forming right now. So what we are going to be looking is our buying opportunity. Some of you may say, hey, we have to wait for a little confirmation. It's good to wait for a little confirmation, but for me, I know is that if market doesn't even give you any confirmation, if market break this area, let's say that the market break this area. If market break this area, come down, retest, come down, you will know that this uptrend is not going to. You know that the whole market structure is not going to be holding from this support zone. That means it will fail because the support, the price has broken the support, which means that the support is not valid again. So the only place we will be looking to be buying BTC will be only this area again. That means if BTC breaks that support, BTC will drop back to this 74,500 psychological level, which you see right here, 74,206. So this area will be the next target. But once we are in a very strong uptrend from the weekly time frame, we are flowing the overall market structure. From the weekly time frame, all we are looking at is for a buy on this particular zone, which means that we don't expect BTC to be doing this because we are currently on the overall market support zone. So what we have to be looking at is for our buying opportunity. So let's go down to 4-hour time frame and see whether we can see a little confirmation. So once we come down to 4-hour time frame, let's look very clearly on this chart right now. So on the 4-hour time frame, tell me what you are seeing. You are seeing a very powerful consolidation. This means that on this consolidation, this means that there is a lot of indecision on this zone. Like I said, look at that zone again. Just take a brief look at that zone. You can see on that zone there is a lot of indecision. Now let me just mark it out. We have this touch, we have this touch, we have this touch. Tell me what else do you need? What else do you need to see in this market that will tell you that the market will buy from this area? It will buy. One thing you have to do, is that there is nothing like 100% sure in the market. Okay, there is no strategy that will give you 100% confirmation. So all you have to do is to stick to what you know. So we are sticking to, according to our strategy, here is our support zone and we are buying for support. If the support break, if the price break that support, that means this BTC is not holding at 109,000. It's not holding at 109,440. I get it. That means the price will even go deeper to 74,000 or to 74,000, because once that key zone is broken, the market will target about 74,000 or 75,000 support zone before we start buying BTC again. So that is exactly. But what we know is that the overall market structure is in bullish. So we are flowing overall market structure. So we are going to be buying BTC from this area. So before we buy, I want you to see it again very clearly on the smaller time frame, like 1 hour. We'll go down to 1 hour time frame. So look at 1 hour time frame. You can see the market have even dropped from here to here. We have a very strong drop from here, from this particular zone to this particular zone. The market have dropped, and right here we are having a consolidation. This means that on this consolidation, the market can easily come back and support this area. If market supports that area, so what we are currently waiting for is for the price to actually give us something like this. We are currently waiting for price to give us something like this. Once we come up to this area, we wait for the price to give us something like this, lower high, before we get another push. And once we get another push, we need to mind that once we get another push, the next target of BTC will be above this recent high right here. This recent high. So this is exactly what we need in this market. This is exactly what we need in this market. So that is exactly what I'm saying. So guys, I don't have anything to say much. So all I want you to do right now is Actually, if you have anything to say, you can say it on the comment section. But this is actually my bias on BTC. We are going long for the week. For this week, we are going long on BTC. So we are buying BTC, and it is a long-term process. Once if I invested, if I say that I'm going to invest like 500 USD or 100 USD or 20 USD or 10 USD in BTC, BTC is one kind of high volatile market. It's a crypto market. You guys know how volatile it is. So if I'm buying BTC from this area, so what I'll be doing now is to be going to the higher time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, because that 4-hour time frame will allow me to see where I'm going to be taking my profit apart from my risk potential. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'll be targeting above this key zone. I get it. So you can see where I'm buying. I'll be buying from here, and my stop loss will be under this particular support zone that I mark at. So on this trade, I can easily risk like 20 USD or 50 USD or 30 USD on this particular trade, and you can see how massive this is. This will be about 1:4 to 5, 1:6. I mean, this is actually 1:6. This is about 15 pips. I'm talking about 27 pips indeed, and actually I'm targeting about 151 pips. So this is actually massive. This is actually massive. So let's see what happens next. Stay tuned, and don't forget to hit that subscription button, like and subscribe, and remember, I'll always be doing all these things for you guys and inspire you guys in this game. So keep up the good work, and never forget to like